this video. I was like, I never did that. I thought I was him.
He's the one drinking beer. I'm drinking water.
2 touchdowns a game?
Yes, in the game.
You're tripping.
How you high? No,
Greatest
high
Super Bowl
expectations.
time.
I don't know what we're doing in the front office, man.
Twiddling our fucking dick.
Ryan, I just need you to drink this.
Wide receiver trivia. That's what she said.
Her.
What the fuck?
Her upset.
Are those crutches?
You can see Ryan's crutches.
Break.
What is going on, folks? Welcome back to your favorite show on the internet. This is After Further Review, episode, I believe, 251. I am your co-host, Jalen Brown.
I am your other co-host, Malin Dennis.
And I'm your other great co-host, Lester.
Your other co-host, Junebug Spade.
And rolling hard, hot, and heavy from the PNW. I am locked, loaded, and ready to rock. G Money.
I think he added another word there. Normally it's getting heavy. He said something else in there. He said something else. I don't know what that other word
I
was.
think hard was the extra word, extra adjective.
No.
Yeah, hot, hard, and heavy. Okay. That's Ooh.
How's close?
Oh, gentlemen, thank you all for joining for another Wednesday. Thank you all for listening, watching, whatever you may be doing. June, welcome back. Good sir. After you were globetrotting.
Yeah.
Yes, we are going to take a cheers. Let's have a cheers to June being back on the show. You've been missed. Good sir.
Some beer. I'm detoxing from my
Some beer.
That's smooth.
It sounded smooth. The hell was that, Nestor?
Water.
Ah,
Classic.
classic.
okay. Let's have a good show. Ladies and gentlemen at home, if you're new, we do this excellent show every Wednesday night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on YouTube. We talk NBA and NFL. However, because it is damn near September, it is pretty much solely NFL for this point forward. So at this point, we are just knocking on that kickoff that is next week.
Woo.
I can't believe it. So this is our second to last show before the season kicks off. So with that being said, over the weekend, we did our fantasy draft for our podcast, which includes everybody here and friends of the show, of course. I figured we would each kind of go around, share at least our starting lineup and kind of our outlook on the season. I know most of us are pretty optimistic when it comes to what we think they're going to do this fantasy season. So I figured, share your thoughts, any areas of weakness or areas you would like to mix up, change your roster, or any areas you think are going to be just kind of baller. What's going to be your point machines this year? So, June, since you are back, let's start with you, good sir. Share your roster and your
Okay.
thoughts.
All right. At the quarterback, I have Dak Prescott. At the running back one, I have Omarion Hampton. At running back 2 is Bucky Irving from Tampa. Wide receiver 1 is Zay Flowers from Baltimore. Wide receiver 2 is Amon St. Brown. All right. Tight end is Dalton Kincaid from the Bills. My flex position is Breece Hall from the Jets. And let me tell you, I was surprised he was still in the draft when I had to make sure he wasn't hurt because people kept passing him by. But anyway, I was like, wow, he's still up there. I got the Ravens defense, and I got Brandon Aubrey as my kicker from Dallas. My bench, Oduze, I'm expecting him to have a big season. And I got Jawad Jennings, a couple of highlights, and Aaron Rodgers is my backup quarterback. I really wanted, let me tell you who I really wanted. I really wanted George Pickens. I wanted George Pickens. And somebody drafted him right before me. I had let him go a couple of rounds. I let him go a couple of rounds. I was like, and so I have put out a trade. So if that person is listening, I sent you a trade. So think about it. Think about it. Send me a counter. Just think about it.
You're already
I
trying.
want George Pickens.
It's not even week
I
one.
want George Pickens. I want George Pickens on my team. No, I like, but I do like, but I did Bucky Irvin. I was like, man, that guy's gonna be good. He's gonna have a good season. Barring any injuries. So
somebody that you picked up, I was literally going to draft this person on my next pick, and you picked him up. It was B. Robinson Jr.
Yes,
yes. Missing time. Mm-hmm. You might need a starting running back in the second half of the year. I was looking at him and I was like, "Ooh, he's still here. I think I'm gonna grab him." And then you grabbed him. I was like, "Damn!" I was like, "He ain't even on the show. He all just tapped in." And the funny that you were watching the show, were you, June?
No, I was laying in my bed, man. I had jet lag. I was just laying there trying to draft, man.
If you go back and watch the episode, we were literally talking about how nobody had drafted Aaron Rodgers. We were talking about it for 3 minutes, and then bloop off the board. Like right as we were done talking about the fact that Aaron Rodgers hadn't been drafted yet, him or Russell Wilson, he was bloop. That's my backup. I was like, "Dang, all right,
yeah, I wanted. It's so funny. I wanted to join, but I was like, I would be no good on the show because I was laying. First of all, I was laying in the bed trying to draft. You know what I mean? And I was like, I was so tired. My eyes couldn't even. I was like, oh gosh. Anyway, but that's my lineup. That's what I'm going with. I think I'm gonna be pretty good. I like the guys. I think a couple of guys that's gonna stand out is gonna be. I think Hampton is gonna be good. I think Irvin is going to be good, and of course Zay Flowers is always a moneymaker. Zay Flowers won me a couple of games last year, even though I didn't make the playoffs. Zay Flowers was still really good.
You took Zay. I had Zay Flowers queued up, and I didn't get him. G Money, what is your roster looking like?
So my starting roster: Jaden Daniels, Washington Commanders, starting at quarterback. Jahmyr Gibbs from the Detroit Lions, running back 1. Aaron Rodgers, Minnesota Vikings, running back 2. I go with T. Higgins, wide receiver 1 from Cincinnati. Following that up with Marvin Harrison Jr. Now, I know, quite frankly, the Cardinals are going to suck this year because that's just what they're going to do. But Marvin Harrison is going to ball the fuck out.
Okay.
At tight end, and this was a reach for me. Well, and I drafted him late anyway. But I'm hoping that he actually performs, and that's Kyle Pitts Jr. from the Falcons.
And Nestor and I've been there.
Let's have a pick out here.
My flex is Xavier Worthy because, quite frankly, Rice is going to be out six weeks. He's suspended, so that's going to be their wide receiver 1. My defense, the Denver Broncos. That defense is solid. Kicker, I didn't freaking care. I drafted Chris Boswell from Pittsburgh. Didn't care. I think that was my last pick. On my bench, I have Isaiah Pacheco from the Kansas City Chiefs, and he looked pretty fast. So I'm thinking, maybe he's dropped a couple of pounds. Matthew Golden, wide receiver, Green Bay Packers. I truly believe he's probably going to be wide receiver 2 for them. Debo Samuels, wide receiver with the Commanders. I think they won't use him as much as he was used in San Francisco, but they will use him. And since they signed Scary Terry, I think he's going to be a really nice number 2 and have him coming out of the backfield. I went, quarterbacks. I took Michael Penix Jr. I'm just looking at potential here, right? And I think I got him in like the 10th, 11th round. I drafted Adam Thielen. Why? Because I knew Carolina was going to trade him to Minnesota, and with Addison out suspended for 3 weeks, he's going to be their wide receiver 2. As a backup running back, I have Jerome Ford from Cleveland, who will be their RB1. And finally, and I don't even remember making this pick, could be that the computer made the pick, but Cam Ward, rookie quarterback, your Tennessee Titans.
I remember you making that.
Okay.
The crazy thing about G Money's thing though is that Ford, Penix, and Pacheco were all people I was going to draft the round that he picked them up. Like he was either we
that
were
kept
going
happening.
back to but he was they were on my list of oh these are some guys right here. I mean, Gary ended up now it's not Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry last year, but he ended up with 4 starting running backs, man. That's pretty good haul on running backs. If one goes down, it's not like you be going into the 4 point and they're you're gonna have some opportunity to get points. Yeah.
Yeah,
Bad
G
roster.
Money, we're gonna need to talk trades because your boy needs a running back, and I have too many quarterbacks. We'll have to work something out here. Malin, go ahead.
I just love that you guys are already talking trades. All right, so I went back to Jared Goff this year. He did pretty well for me last year. Tried and true. I still think that offense is going to be putting up points. I got Jonathan Taylor running back with Vanilla Vic at quarterback. There's going to be a lot of running opportunities. So I think Taylor is going to be doing pretty good. 3rd round, the highest rated running back on there was Ken Walker. And I was like, I didn't really want to pick him, but I didn't really like the other choices right there. And Jalen, you and I talked how we were going to go for more just whoever was the highest rated person, weren't going to try to reach on a lot of people. So I was like, I'll draft him. I'm scared because that means he's going to get hurt now. One player I'm nervous about, it just kind of fell that way again, drafting the highest rated person at your pick. My first pick was Puka Nakua. I'm nervous about that QB situation. But if it figures itself out, he's a really good wide receiver. Got Smith and Jigma. He's going to be a volume guy. I'm interested with Warren at tight end with Indianapolis. It was between him and I think Mark Andrews. And I know that Mark Andrews has been a touchdown machine, but he hasn't really been a production machine. And likely, there I think he's a little bit banged up right now, but in a couple weeks he'll be healthy. So I went with Warren, hoping for a Bowers type, rookie season where you get a lot of catches because Vanilla Vic isn't really going to have time to let plays develop down the field. I see a lot of dump offs to tight ends and running backs and stuff. Then I hated having to pick up a Buccaneer, but again, best player available, so Mike Evans. I know one thing: they're going to make sure he gets 1,000 yards this year. So I mean, he's going to get some production. I always get the Seahawks defense just so I have something to root fantasy wise when you're playing in the game. Kicker, I went with the Chargers kicker Name's Dicker. Don't know much about him
Oh.
other than he was nailing a lot of 40 and 50-yard kicks last year.
Oh,
No pun intended.
Yep.
Mhm.
Then on my bench, oof, man, I forgot I drafted some of these people. So I drafted Addison. Again, highest rated at the time. I know he suspended a few games, but he's one of those, he's going to get, targets when he comes back. Because I was worried about Ken Walker's injuries that he always piles up, I wanted to handcuff him with Charbonnet. Got him about 3 rounds higher than I wanted to, but I knew G Money was in this draft, and I knew that he would be valuing him at some point. Blake Horn, backup running back to the Rams. Again, he was just the best, highest rated running back at the time. Zach Ertz is a backup tight end. Jerry Jeudy. He got some pretty good. He had like 90 balls and 1,200 yards last year with the quarterback situation they had. So we'll see what happens this year. Only 4 touchdowns, though. I didn't like only the 4 touchdowns. I got Scattaboo because I do believe he's going to end up being an RB1. That man is just he's a tank. The Giants are going to use him a lot. Especially I can see him being like a red zone guy inside the 5.
Mhm.
Gets
Yeah.
himself 10 or 12
Yeah.
touchdowns here. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
He'll probably get all those on my bench. So that's exciting. And then last but not least, there's one thing this league likes to do is draft quarterbacks. You guys draft a lot of fucking quarterbacks in this league. Like you get to the end of the draft and you're looking for your backup, and the best you got is Tua. You're like, y'all motherfuckers. I got Tua is my backup, which means I'm gonna need another one in a few weeks. I've already been looking on the waiver wire. Looks like Trevor Lawrence might be in my future quarterback when Tua gets hurt. But yeah, there's a couple guys like if we get some injuries, I will say this. I was looking at some of this stuff, like a Sam Darnold or a Geno Smith being available still to pick up as a quarterback. They could get you some volume numbers if you needed a pinch for a couple weeks if someone went down or something like that. But yeah, that's my roster. It has me. It says that I'm gonna end up 9th place in the league. That's never accurate, and that's a really good thing for June because it picked him to go dead last.
Damn.
So
Ain't that a bitch?
Shout out to Milton in our chat. He just says shout out to me. Got y'all a new subscriber. Yeah, shout out to Milton from the People's Debate podcast. I was just on their show before we started ours. So
People's
go
Debate podcast.
check
Sounds awesome.
them out. Nestor, please go ahead.
I got Jalen Hurts at quarterback. So I wanted to try this year. The best position like I've ever like ended up in is like 8th or 9th. And that was thanks to Josh Allen. The first time I did fantasy with you guys. So I was thinking, let's go back to having a good quarterback and let's see what happens. So Jalen
You
Hurts,
chose Jalen Hurts?
that was the only available. I was like,
he's gonna get a lot of touchdowns.
all the quarterbacks are. Then Ashton Genty. I know he's a rookie, but I think he's got a lot of potential. He is where he is in the draft order for a reason. So James Cook, self-explanatory. Nico Collins. I like having Jalen Waddle because I know Tyreek Hill is throwing a fit in Miami, and he had a horrible year last year. Regardless of Tua going down, I just don't trust him at all. So if anything happens to Tyreek Hill, I know I have Jalen Waddle as wide receiver 1 there. Tucker Kraft, when he started playing for Green Bay, did really good. So I'm hoping he continues that this year. Emeka Egbuka.
Love that. I love that. He is on a lot of boards.
Yeah.
There's someone who's gonna get a lot of touches.
with Godwin out, I just feel like, and Mike Evans just only getting older. I mean, he's gonna do his thing, but feel really good about that pick. I don't like that I have the Bills defense going up against Baltimore this week. I gotta figure something out. And then at kicker, I don't know why I have 2 Tampa Bay players now on my roster. I just figured that out. Chase
we go.
McLaughlin. How'd that happen?
Get into it.
Bench is DeAndre Swift. I gotta get somebody that's like sort of trustworthy. Tony Pollard, because who else is there in Tennessee to run the damn ball? Josh Downs, when Pittman's not doing anything, Josh Down, he's kind of reliable. The rest, I mean, Quinshawn Junkins, Demario Douglas, Matthew Stafford, Hunter Henry does pretty well for the Patriots as a tight end. So, yeah, towards the end, I couldn't find much value. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, I'm happy with my roster.
Swift and Pollard are bad.
All right. For my team, listen, I'm very proud of my team outside of one glaring issue. All right. I got Lamar Jackson, Christian McCaffrey, Tyrone Tracy Jr., household name, incoming, Tyreek Hill, McConkey, Lad McConkey, Laporta, Colts defense, and then I've got Fairbairn as my kicker, the Houston kicker. On the bench, I've got Mark Andrews, Cooper Kupp, Drake May, JJ McCarthy, Michael Pittman, Rashad White, and Trey Benson on the bench here. Now, as much as I believe in Tyrone Tracy Jr. to be a household name by Thanksgiving, if anybody is interested in trading me another running back in exchange for Michael Pittman Jr., throwing it out there, need a solid wide receiver. Don't look any further than Bill Belichick.
Yeah, how do running back get away from you like that?
Well, I plunged on Lamar Jackson, and that was it. Plunged on Lamar Jackson.
I mean, you basically get a running back out of Lamar Jackson, but
right. So, yeah. Okay. Just make sure the stream is still coherent here.
yeah, CMC, and you're in trouble, man.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened on the stream here, but okay. Anyway, yes, I'm fairly confident in my team. Like I feel like as long as Lamar Jackson was most of what he was last year, I should be okay. Just need to make sure that Christian McCaffrey also stays healthy because that's a big if. But yeah, those are our teams. We'll see what happens next week. We'll start to see. So
I know that you in the running back position, but is there anything else that people don't like about their rosters? That they look back and like,
well, y'all know mine, so
man, I'll tell you I don't like the fact that I have 2 Colts on my starting lineup. I'm not a fan of having 2 Colts. And I know one's down at the Taylor, but the fact that 2, I'm looking at that horseshoe logo, that makes me nervous. All I see in the horseshoe logo.
Yeah.
I mean,
I have
aside from
no
tight end,
Colts
which
Saints.
yeah, and quite frankly, I mean, tight ends, except maybe a few years ago when you had Kelsey at his top game, when Kittle wasn't getting injured and playing top of his game, tight ends are like an afterthought, right? I mean, you're not expecting more than maybe at the most like 10 points from them. So I was like, when I took Pitts, I'm like, well, I guess there's someone else. I'm like, nah, screw it. Just take him and roll with it. Because it's easy to trade out tight ends, really, than it is like quarterbacks or running backs, sometimes even wide receivers. Because, you'll pick up a tight end and you'll get a couple of points, usually. Of course, if your defense lands up sucking.
I went tight end heavy the last 3 years. I've gotten Travis Kelce like the last 3 years in our draft. Paid off really well the first two. Not so much this last year, but I always suffered in like I always missed one of like the big name wide receivers because I went tight end so early. Like I would go tight end like round 2 or like round 3 to get Travis Kelce and try to. But I mean, I do like the fact that I got Nakua Smith and Jigma and Mike Evans. Those are all 3 number ones. And I haven't had that the last 3 years because I've been drafting a tight end so early. I've always ended up with like a number 2 wide receiver starting for me somewhere.
If you add a player now, does that mess your waiver wire order? Or it doesn't? Only after the games have gone by.
It's just after the games go by.
Yeah, I don't think it has any.
All right, good now.
All right. What's your waiver?
I got one right now. I gotta take that Bills defense out of there. I don't want like a minus 15.
Okay.
That man's crazy.
Let's move on to the next topic here. Okay. So I figured we would talk about some of the prime time matchups that are in this first month of the regular season here, because NFL always makes a spectacle out of what the primetime matchups are going to be throughout the year. And of course, they go heavy on the month of September. They want to draw people in early on. So I made note of not all of the primetime games, but most of them. There were some primetime games in there, I'm not going to lie, that I'm like, I don't know if that many people are that intrigued by this matchup, but most of these Monday night, Sunday night, Thursday night games, I've put down here. So out of all these different games, I wanted to know which one you think is going to be the most entertaining. So not maybe the one that your team is playing in, but which one is like you think is going to be a really good game once it is actually played. So we will start off with G Money, if you want to go first, and which out of these do you think is going to be the most entertaining?
Well, first of all, my team isn't playing on any of those games. That's hurtful, very hurtful. But when I look at this and I look at the schedule, the game that intrigues me the most is the Atlanta-Minnesota game, because more than likely you're going to have Penix Jr. starting at quarterback and you're going to have J.J. McCarthy. So for all intents purposes, 2 rookie quarterbacks starting. I want to see how they do. I want to watch them against the defenses. I mean, all the games look fairly good. I mean, the Dallas-Philly game, except that it's in freaking Brazil. I mean, what the hell are we doing there?
Trying to get people killed.
Yeah, obviously. But when you look at all the games, they're all going to be good games. At least they should be. On paper, you look at them, you're like, yeah, I'd be interested to see these. But the game I'm truly interested in watching, if it comes on before the Seahawks or after the Seahawks, is the Atlanta-Minnesota game. I just want to see how those rookie quarterbacks do. And then you get a better idea for the season for both those teams.
Okay. I actually like that pick. I feel like that could be, like you said, young quarterback play. I think that would be a game that people do look back on in some shape, way, or form. Good or bad. June.
That's the Washington at Green Bay. That's going to be an early test for young Mr. Jaden Daniels to go out to Green Bay and on the Thursday night and really compete and see where he is early in the season. And I think that's a good barometer for him. Green Bay's defense is going to be okay. It's not going to be the best because we've talked about how they've been bleeding players the last few years. But that's going to be a good game because both of those guys are still fairly young in their growth. And Jaden Daniels is going to come back to heat that last year wasn't a fluke. So he's going to have to come out to improve it. And then on the Green Bay side, they're going to have to establish their dominance early because they know that basically all four teams in their division is going to be very competitive. So that's something that's going to be in their head, in Green Bay's head, about you know we got to stay up in the NFC. So an NFC loss for them is devastating. Okay, so that's going to be a mix of a great. That's what's going to make it a great game because Green Bay needs wins in the NFC, and Jaden Daniels is going to be out there trying to prove that last year wasn't a fluke for him. So that's what's going to be have me intrigued about watching that game.
Good pick. Go ahead, Malin.
Chris, I'd like to just ask, what did Dallas do to get 2 primetime games in the first month? What? 2? You get 2 primetime games? That's crazy.
Jerry Jones
Uh,
will sell his soul. That's why.
yeah, he already has sold his soul. I think the
Mhm.
funniest game, and I think the funniest and just the meanest scheduling wise is Cowboys at Philly. I think that's just mean to the Cowboys players to put them in that environment in Philly when they dropping the banner. Like, you gonna make them watch you drop the banner? That's messed up. That's just dirty. Typically, it's like another team from the playoffs or like
Mhm.
or something like that the year before. But the NFL is like, it'd be great if we put Dak out there on the night that they dropped the banner. So that was funny to me. But I think the best game to watch, and just because they always seem to, whenever Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen play each other, like those are just
Mhm.
good games. Like whenever those two and like a Mahomes or a Burrow, like those four teams play each other, you're gonna have like a really riveting fourth quarter. Something like the ball's gonna bounce a certain way, something crazy is gonna happen, people are gonna ball out. Um, I think that's a really cool game to have week one to have Baltimore go up to Buffalo. And so that's probably the one I'm looking forward to the most, like watching, just because I just think that's just going to be a really good game.
I like that pick. Nestor.
I'm conflicted. I just like the idea of Lamar Jackson versus Josh Allen. Simple as that. But I like G Money said I do like Penix versus McCarthy. Um, in Minnesota, it's going to be a game. And I do like Daniels versus Jordan Love at Green Bay. That's also going to be a great game. So yeah.
Okay, I have got Detroit at Baltimore on September 22nd.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
do think that the Buffalo Baltimore matchup in week one, that's going to be very entertaining as well. My only kind of hold up there is just that because it is week one is usually full of a lot of sloppy football. And I would assume that, give it a couple more weeks, these teams would have, most of the kinks worked out by this point. So yeah, in Baltimore on the 22nd, which I think that is that's a Monday night game. So I feel like that's going to be very, very interesting. And by that point, I would like to think that the Lions, like, there's going to be a verdict out on the Lions with Ben Johnson being gone. Like, they're either going to look similar to what they've looked like these past few years, or they're going to be like, man, the Lions are really missing Ben Johnson, and they need to win this game against the Ravens. So I'm pretty interested to see how that one goes. And, you know, Lamar Jackson against NFC teams, he usually is pretty damn good. So I feel like we could be in for a good show.
For fantasy purposes, I really need the Lions not to miss Ben Johnson. I really need. I would be okay if they were like, Ben who? That would be good for me.
Yeah. So, okay. That will roll us into our halftime. So we're going to take a 10-minute break. June, are you going to be sticking around for the second half of the show? All right. I'm
Oh, we get a full June.
So we're going to take a 10-minute break. When we come back, we are picking some playoff odds on who's making the playoffs. And then we have our last What's Up With That for 2025. So sit tight and we'll be back in a bit.
Daniel's going to have a sophomore slump?
He is.
Yes, we are.
Because I don't.
We're going to think Daniel.
I do not think he's going to have a sophomore slump. In his rookie year, 6.5% completion percentage, damn near or over 3,500 yards, and he led the team in rushing with 891 yards.
So that tells you their rushing game
That's
sucks.
not as impressive as you think it is.
Yards went to his number one receiver
If
who's
I read
holding
those
out.
numbers and those were Dak's numbers, you'd have to go to the bathroom real quick.
Because I know Cowboys, if everybody's healthy, they have an offense that can play with anyone.
What week is Dak going to get hurt? Because that matters.
He's not.
It does matter a little bit.
He's not going to get hurt.
If he doesn't get hurt, I have him at 6 wins.
You have lost your fucking mind.
Ouch.
You have lost. You have lost your damn. Okay, go ahead.
I don't think so.
How much money do you want to put on that 6 wins?
First of all, the head coach is fighting for his job, and until that's his only option. And that
week 9, I don't think they're having 7 wins.
No.
June has them probably at 2.
I got the Giants going 3-14. I have no faith in this team whatsoever. The first 4 games of the season, Washington, Dallas, the Chiefs, and Chargers. Those are 4 losses. They're starting the month off 0-4. They're going to beat the Saints, and then they go through Eagles, 49ers, Bears, Packers, Lions, season over. 3-14 for this team.
I have the Giants at 7 wins.
Damn.
Name them. Please name them.
Yeah. You want me to name them? Well, okay, first of all, before I name the wins, I'm going to get into the why. I took quarterback stats of the last 2 years to figure out who my top 5 are going to be. Patrick Mahomes at number 5. You look at the stats. I got Goff number 4. I got Mayfield number 3. He's got more touchdown passes than any other quarterback.
Man, y'all laughing at mine.
And then I got Allen, then I got Lamar. Prove me wrong with Baker. He's had better stats than Patrick Mahomes year to year over the last 3 years. Look at Baker's stats versus Patrick Mahomes' stats at least the last 2 years. Tell me who played better quarterback.
Can I get a Miller Lite, man? Miller.
Okay.
It's like $18. Fuck. We're Road G. Season 21, 22. And LSU.
I apologize. Old drinks.
You're good. You're good. I want to know what happened to Baltimore's defense. Bucks ain't this good.
Incomplete. 3rd and goal.
Technically, it's 101st.
Holding. Bring that shit back. You're a wizard.
$1 more would have gotten you a highlight.
They conned us. They conned us into this.
That's some bullshit.
Excuse me, sorry. There's a lot of elderly Ravens fans right here.
Yes, the Baltimore Colts marching band back when they used to have a marching band.
A lot of popcorn. Well, there goes our points.
There goes our points. Why are you so mad, man? He's so angry. Let's go into the exit.
Henry on the carry. Pulled down by Levante David. 2nd and 11 at the 41.
Y'all lucked out with Brady. You lucked out with Brady. 3.
Last shit don't matter. Better get
But you bet me 4-3.
Yeah, we 4-3, and we gonna win our division. Y'all will not.
No, you're not even number one.
Atlanta's way better than you crazy.
Oh shit! I have him at 8 games for 3 reasons. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be good. I wonder if he can turn back the clock. I think if this team is going to make the playoffs, I think he has to play great. DK Metcalf is really good at being a number 1 threat. If you have your number 2, they can just catch a bunch of balls, and he's not always like the. There's so many times that G Money and I, every single year, we thought he'd grow out of this. He starts getting, 15-yard flags for fighting people, roughing them up, or offensive pass interference, like all kinds of random ass penalties that he gets. The defense worries me a little bit because it really kind of hinges on whether or not TJ Watt's healthy. I don't know. Was Jalen Ramsey really a great pickup over Micah Fitzpatrick? I didn't really understand that move. I'm going to go 8.
As you get older as a running back, it's a lot of miles you got on those legs and on that body and a pounding. Okay, what he did last year. And yeah, you look at the schedule is a schedule that it should be, right? I mean,
will the Cowboys re-sign Micah Parsons before or after the season starts? I think they signed him before, probably a couple days before, just like they did Dak last year. I don't know why they do this seemingly every year. Does Jerry Jones really want to play the defending champs without basically their best player? You're going to need someone to slow down Barkley and Hurts. At least try and slow him down. I would like to think that Jerry Jones is smarter than that and want his team in the best position to win that game. First game of the season. I think they get the deal done beforehand. But what do you guys think? Let us know in the comments below.
Who are your top 5 running backs going into this 2025 season. I actually have Jonathan Taylor at number 5. At number 4, I've got Bijan Robinson. He actually had about 25 yards total less than Jonathan Taylor, but he has more touchdowns and less fumbles, so I got to put him ahead of Jonathan Taylor going into this coming year. At number 3, Jahmyr Gibbs. I still think Jahmyr Gibbs is underrated. The man didn't fumble the ball one time last season and still put up 16 touchdowns, so I got to put him at 3. Man is still slept on somehow. And then, of course, at 2 and 1, just the overall. Derrick Henry at 2, Saquon at number 1. Let us know who are your top 5 running backs in the comments below. Welcome back, folks. Welcome back to your favorite show on the internet with no connection issues. Hopefully, we are back and rolling hot and heavy again. So, yes, we are going to open up the second half of the show by taking a shot like we normally do. Before we take that shot, what are you guys drinking this week? I'm gonna go grab my bottle real quick while you guys talk on that.
Yeah, the Jack Daniel bottled rye, bonded rye this week.
This week it's water.
June's got his
I'm
paper.
detoxing.
Detoxing.
I'm detoxing.
What about you, G Money? What are you drinking?
Well, because I was eating tuna, I decided to stay in the pirate mode, and I'm doing crack and rum.
Oh,
That just made my stomach upset, man. You said tuna and crack. That's such a wild combo. Oh, that's awesome. What are you drinking, Jalen?
I have 4 Roses bourbon here, just normal.
There you go.
Single barrel, just regular. No single barrel.
Just standard.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't have any more tequila. He's taking a break from the tequila. Hey, you see the
take
shot
a-
glass,
take a
Jim?
break.
See the shot glass soon? Yeah.
Put that shit down.
Washington Huskies. You only win bowl games when you don't when you don't play us in bowls.
Whatever.
Okay. All right, let's hit some playoff odds, shall we? I'm going to play this little animation on the stream because it took me like 20 minutes to make this. I'm going to play it. It means absolutely nothing, but I figured I would throw it in here. So, this, folks at home, I'll play it twice just in case you weren't looking at the screen and you missed it. This, folks at home, is a little segment we're going to do where we each pick, a odd here, whether a team is going to make the playoffs or not. Well, this is all to make the playoffs. Sorry, let me correct myself. If you think a team is going to make the playoffs, they all have different odds in Vegas. And one that we think is actually worth putting money on. If you had to put money on one of these teams to make the playoffs, which one would you pick? So, there's a long list here, of course. I just took a picture of this basically catalog. And yeah, the way that we're going to do this, I guess we'll just start with actually, I'll go first here, just to kick things off. the team that I figured if I was going to put money on out of all these odds, I really liked the Bengals at minus 145 to make the playoffs. I feel like the Bengals are kind of a nuclear team in a way where it's like they're either going to be really good or kind of similar to last year, where it's like they didn't even make the playoffs at all. So at 145, like minus 145, it's like, okay, you know, if you're just putting a little bit of money down, you could make out okay if they end up making the playoffs, which is a viable thing. I don't think it's impossible. It's not like next door they're at Cleveland. So yeah, to me, if I had to pick one of these, it would probably be Cincinnati there. G Money, I'm curious to hear what your pick would be, being G Money.
Well, I mean, I literally made my pick months ago, and that was on the Seahawks to win the Super Bowl. Not just go, but to win the Super Bowl. And the odds were a little bit better than they are now. Of course, I was sans. I think it was right after they traded Geno Smith, and right before they traded DK Metcalf. I should have waited until they traded both of them, and the odds were such that I was like, I could not pass that up. But if you look at it, and I'm like, if I want to make money, but I would actually, I like the Bills. I mean, the problem is minus 700, right? Minus 700. I mean, you're not making any money. I mean, you basically, I mean, you'll win some money, but you won't even win the money you're betting back. You'll get that back.
Yeah.
But when you look at the teams, you're like, okay, who has a legitimate shot that I can make some money off of if I were to drop like $1,000, right? And if I was going to do that, and I'm looking at a team that, and these are kind of they're curvy here. So that when I'm looking at them, I'm like, okay, well, I would go with the Pittsburgh Steelers plus 160. They always have a decent defense. If Aaron Rodgers can get it together, and they always have a running game. I mean, it may not be the best running game out there, where they're averaging normally they average 3.3, 3.4 yards a carry, which is not lighting the world on fire. But especially when you're playing in November and December and it's effing cold up there and you're not a cold weather team, those carries add up. And if indeed Aaron Rodgers can be the Aaron Rodgers that he was the last couple of games with the Jets, they can be scary and they can beat people. And if they can jump out to maybe a 4 or 5 game, do a little win streak there the first maybe 6, 7 games of the season, then when they're playing in the cold weather, I think that would be the team. If I wanted to make money, I want to put $100 down. That's what I probably do. Other than that, if you just want to, I mean, any bet on any team that is definitely going to make the playoffs, barring injury, like Buffalo, Baltimore, Kansas City, Philadelphia, right? Maybe, I mean, Dallas could surprise people again, but you just don't know. I mean, is Shadi going to be something special for them? Are they going to have a running game? And is the O-line going to protect them? But I would put money down on Pittsburgh. Like I said, I already played this game, and I put money down on the Seahawks. And the odds were a lot better than that. I think they were when I put them down, it was they were plus 280, I think, to win the Super Bowl. So,
win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, nobody had any faith in Geno.
June, how about you?
I like Atlanta. I'm gonna go with Atlanta at plus 145. I think they've been teetering on making the playoffs every single year. Last year I thought they was gonna do it, uh, but they fell apart at the end. But I think this year, I think Atlanta's gonna make it, and that plus 145 is very attractive. And if you are gonna bet that, you have to bet that now because if they come out and they win the first game, that will drop dramatically. It will go to the minus. So Atlanta at 145 is a great bet. And keep watching the Bears plus 185.
Gross.
Keep watching that one too. So but yeah, my pick would be the plus 145 at Atlanta.
I'm surprised you didn't do the plus 185 for the Cowboys.
Shut
You
up.
picked them to win 12 games.
11. Thank you very
Oh,
much.
okay.
I don't want to sound like a homer.
11 is very much Homer. All right, so I like G Money. I've already put money down for the Seahawks. I put money down for them to win the division, to make the NFC, to win the NFC Championship game, and to win the Super Bowl. And I always put $20 down on all those. That always happens. But I'm gonna go a little bit different here. I'm not doing a bets on yes to make the playoffs. I like the no plus 140 on the Bucks. Because June was just talking plus 145 for the Falcons. Listen,
Blasphemy.
hey, listen, we know that only one playoff team is coming out of that division.
Right.
We know that, right? And I did not pick the Bucks to win their division. And not that I would need more reason to vote or to want the Bucks to lose, but just think of how much fun it would be to root for them to lose when you got skin in the game. It's that much more personal. Not to mention, it may or may not be my ex-wife's favorite team. So I like that plus 140 on the no. And then I was looking at this. I like the plus 165 on the Niners not to make the playoffs. I like
Ooh.
I
Okay.
plus 165 on a no on the Niners. I like that. So when I was looking at this, I was strictly looking at the nose. I think the NFL is being some bitches with these minus 115 on the Vikings going or not going.
Yeah.
That's some bullshit. And same with the Broncos. The Broncos are minus on both of theirs. I was like, that's some bullshit, man. You got to give us positives here. Let's recoup some money. But yeah, I like the no on the 140 for the Bucks and the no 165 for the Niners. And if I was looking for a yes, I would be going with June on that Falcon squad because I'm kind of bullish on them for the division this year.
Yeah, that San Francisco no, that is very compelling.
That's attractive. That's attractive.
Nestor.
Yeah, I was looking at two teams, but then I scanned down and saw the Niners, and I was like, yeah, that's a pretty good no. Um, by math, if you look at the Rams, yes, minus 165. Um, that sounds good to me. Now, uh, if Tua stays healthy, at plus 200,
That plus, if he's healthy, man, that plus
all they
200.
have to do is, I'm not saying they're
We're
going to beat
good.
the right when they enter the playoffs, they're going to win. I'm just saying, they just have to
This
make
ain't
it.
this ain't Super Bowl. You just got to get in.
Exactly. So that plus 200, if Tua
Broncos
stays
say all that.
healthy, let's say A Chain is balling, Ollie Gordon comes out of nowhere as another great running back. Tyreek Hill snaps out of it, stops playing Fortnite. He's doing good. Waddle's doing good. Hey, they make the playoffs. They do.
If he got a healthy Tua for 17 games, that plus 200 is looking pretty nice.
Yeah.
That's true. True.
Before we move on, Milton in the chat here, he's asking, why no on San Francisco?
Ooh.
I know on San Francisco. Mainly because I don't trust their wide receiver core. And with CMC being diagnosed with arthritis in the knees, man, like we saw what that type of shit did. Like everybody remember Todd Gurley?
Mm-hmm.
Gurley, great 5-6 years, and his career like just tanked. I think like CMC, they're gonna run him heavy because of the way that offense is looking right now. You don't have your two best receivers. And it's going to be Kittle and CMC or bust. And so when you had that as a trajectory last year, they weren't winning games. When it was like Kittle and Purdy and CMC were bust, they were losing games. And then CMC went down and it got even worse. And so I'm kind of seeing a similar type of blueprint. That defense is good, yes, but also Trent Williams or their left tackle.
Yeah, you had it right. Trent Williams.
He,
It's
he was
Williams.
hurt. I think he's going to start. He's going to start, but he's entering the year banged up. So you can't have offensive line issues when you don't got Ayuk, you don't got Debo.
What about Ricky Pearsall and Brian Robinson? They took bullets.
I don't know,
Can't.
man. Can't dodge a wrench, can't dodge a dodgeball, can't dodge a bullet, can't dodge a defender. I don't know what to tell you. These people taking bullets for all the wrong reasons. Why these people getting shot, and why does John Lynch like them so much? I don't know. And if Robinson is just a running back that spells CMC, that's a good backfield. If he has to be your starter, there's a reason why Washington let him go. It's probably the same reason why he is so slow at reacting against defenses, just running into people. Like, I'm not surprised he got shot. He
Checks
probably
out.
didn't even
Oh God.
he was probably he's probably like, oh shit, I'm shot. Wait, who had the gun? Like, he's that slow at reacting to shit. He just runs into shit. It looks like on purpose, but I don't think it is. I think he's just as surprised as everybody else when he gets tackled. So I just think there's a big with the Niners, there is a big risk versus reward. There's high upside, but there's a high downside too. Like they are still razor thin on depth. If they get injuries again, if people start dropping, man, it's going to be a rough year for them. They need a lot of things to go their way. So
let me, before we move on from this, let me give you a little fun fact about last year. Last year, the Washington Commanders' odds at the same time of year last year to make the playoffs was plus 2,500.
God bless.
Damn.
So the question I have for you gentlemen is, who's this year's Washington Commanders?
The Dolphins.
You don't have one. You know,
Cleveland. Cleveland.
No, Cleveland. Stop it. Stop it. If they were in the same division as like the Titans and the Jaguars and stuff, maybe they could have a more respectable record.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm looking at Cleveland with a no of minus 1,200 and the Giants at a no of minus 1,200. I mean, if you had like $50,000 to put down on that just to make a little bit of cash, very low return, but it's better odds in the stock market that they're not going to the playoffs.
Right.
So,
New Orleans.
No chance in hell.
You know, the Giants just could be that Commanders team. Their defense is pretty good. And let's say that Jackson Dart does come in on like week 4 and lights it up. They've got good receivers. I mean, They could be the Commanders
Could it
of
be too little?
2024.
They wait too long
No,
to put him
no,
in.
because I mean these are just the odds to make the playoffs, right? I mean, so yeah, they could sneak in the back door and make the playoffs. I mean, if you look at their schedule, it's not like perfectly bad once they get outside of the East.
I think we can all agree that if the Giants make the playoffs, the Cowboys are not. I don't think 3 teams are coming out of the East. June, don't look at me that way. I'm just being honest, man. Like, you're looking at 2 teams.
Why's it got to be the Cowboys? Why not the Eagles?
Oh, because you're not the Eagles. You have Dak back.
Hey, they have the Madden curse coming up. The Madden curse is coming up, baby. Don't forget about that.
That's true. I forgot it. And that's really, hey, you know, them doing the whole backwards jump with Saquon, they're like Darren Madden curse. They're like, come at me, Chief. Recreating that bullshit.
Milton is saying the Colts or the Giants.
Colts.
Okay. The Colts, I was thinking about them too. I was thinking about the Colts too as this year's, because that would make sense. They're not. It's not like they're in the best division. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah, we love Houston, but Houston's got issues. Houston has a problem. Houston, we have a problem. So
if
could win that division.
Can take the Giants to the playoffs in the NFC East. Why can't he take the Colts to the playoffs in the AFC? I can see it. I can see it. I hope so. Hey, you know what, Milton? If it does, that means my 2 starters. I'm a fantasy team.
and
for that,
again, the Colts are really only playing against one team in that division, and that is Houston. We know that the other 2 teams in that division are pretty much going to be dog shit.
Yeah. Yeah, they
I mean, it's possible.
Yeah.
That could be a great value bet.
Watch Cam Ward pop off randomly.
5 in a row. Like,
you want to talk about the Jaden Daniels team of this year? Maybe it's Cam Ward just popping off in Tennessee. They go 11-6, and we're all like, "What the fuck?" That plus
somebody got rich because they made a mistake betting.
Oh god.
Oh, Cam Ward and Pollard going dirty for 11 wins. That'd be wild.
Oh Jesus, yeah.
All right.
Ass uniform.
Let's go to the last topic for this week and the last for this year for what's up with that. This is where we each pick one topic, one thing.
I'm only doing one.
In the world of sports that we are upset with, that we are angry with, that we have big feelings over this week that we would like to express. So,
can I go first?
Malin, the floor is yours.
I would love to go first. I'm just curious and I'm baffled by this whole goddamn off season. And I'm just trying to figure out in a league that I believe is 72% black. I believe 72% black. Somehow, some way, an entire community of people have convinced themselves that the NFL is being racist and targeting Shedeur Sanders. I'm trying to figure it out. They have conspiracy theorists that are so dumb it rivals flat earthers. I don't understand first of all, it was Shedeur should be starting because he had that one good preseason game. And then he was bad in the 3rd preseason game, but because he was bad in the 3rd preseason game is because the NFL was colluding against him, and they put him in there with 3rd and 4th string offensive linemen. Well, that's what happens when you're the 4th string quarterback. Generally, you go in with the 3rd and 4th string offensive linemen, and people are just like shocked dismayed over the fact that he's the third quarterback on the Browns roster, and Dylan Gabriel is number 2. And like you would have thought that they picked Shador Sanders in the first round and picked Dylan Gabriel in the 5th round, and then somehow Dylan Gabriel is ahead of him on the depth chart. Like, yes, he's a 5th round draft pick. There was no colluding going on. You saw on tape him running backwards 24 yards when he could have just stepped into the pocket, delivered a pass. He started doing this pirouette shit that Russell Wilson used to do. You're not Russell Wilson, man. You don't have that. You don't have your dad's athleticism. You just don't. I believe that he could be a really good pro, but the community of people, and I'm trying to be really nice because me looking like I am, I probably shouldn't say black community, but it's the black community. They feel that Shador Sanders is being racially targeted. Never mind the fact that we have Lamar Jackson's won a couple MVPs as a black man. Jalen Hurts, Super Bowl MVP, All Pro. Nobody's hating on black quarterbacks anymore. People want that type of quarterback on their team. I just don't understand. It just they're like stay strong, King. They keeping you down, and I'm like, no, he's a 5th round pick. Made the roster. Like there's other 5th round
Yeah.
picks that got cut.
I didn't make those. They got
The
cut.
5th
They
round
ass
roster. I
cut.
was like, you're on an NFL team, man. You get a chance, and he's on the Browns. He'll get an opportunity
You
to
get
play
a chance.
for the Browns. Like he's gonna
How many
start an
starting quarterbacks did they have?
yeah. So I mean, I don't understand the narrative of somehow Shador Sanders being QB3 for the Browns is racism. I don't understand it, Jalen. Help me understand why America.
I'll say this, and I think it is. There's a bigger issue here that has absolutely nothing to do with our show, but I think that, like you said, there's Lamar Jackson, there's Jalen Hurts, there's Patrick Mahomes. You could even say, like, there are a plenty of black quarterbacks that are doing very well. So it's like, what would the NFL gain by not having Deion Sanders' son succeeding in the NFL? Like, obviously, it
Right.
could it possibly be that he is not as good as you may have thought he was? Like, yeah, there is that possibility. Also, how many other black players every day get cut from teams? Like, yeah, why would you think it is just him? Like, yes, this happens. Like, it just because.
And Cleveland has a black quarterback on their roster that likes to get massages.
That's the other.
The
Yeah,
dirty
you don't
ones.
talk about that.
The
They
dirty
paid that-
ones, and they pay $200 million to do it.
The Browns are racist, yet they pay $230 million guaranteed to Deshaun Watson for getting jerked
Yeah,
off.
people
Watch party.
underestimate how bad of an organization that team is.
Oh God, it's
That's what
terrible.
they're.
But it's not okay.
Yeah,
But it's not
terrible.
even. But it's not even Shador, man. Like people are up in arms about Shiloh getting released from the Bucks. I'm like, dude, he was an undrafted free agent that punched a guy in the middle of a game. Yeah, you're probably going to get cut. And then people are like, well, he has an $11 million loan he has to pay off. They're setting him up for financial ruin. I'm like, bitch, the Bucks didn't make him take out $11 million when he was in college. It's not their responsibility.
Exactly.
And that I think is the other thing, is that, I mean, both of them, not just them, but there's, because of the NIL now, a lot of these stars are already made, and it doesn't mean as much for them to make it big in the NFL now. Like, if you rewind before the NIL, it was like, making it to the NFL and getting that big payday was everything, because that's going to change your life, change your family's life. But now they're already multimillionaires. So
some of them, they're not getting the same type of payday. Like, it's not like Caitlin Clark going from her NIL at Iowa that I think $3 million to them making $78K a year.
But you got, I mean, a 20-year-old kid making a few $1 million a year. You're like, I'm set. I've made it. I need to do nothing else at this point.
And that could actually be bad for the sport if you got a bunch of kids making $3 million and they lose sight of the opportunity to make $130 million. They're like, well, I got this $3 million now. They're like, that could actually be bad for the sport. I don't know. The whole Shedeur Sanders thing, man. And I've been on the record. You can go back and listen to the show. I've said that I think he'll have a Baker Mayfield type situation where he's going to get to another team and he's going to have an opportunity to be a good quarterback in this league. But he was never otherworldly. And for people to be upset that Dylan Gabriel is ahead of him on the depth chart, shit, Dylan Gabriel was better in college than Shedeur Sanders was in college. He was better at Oregon than Shedeur Sanders was at Jackson State and Colorado. You're talking about a guy that was 13-12 in 2 years at Colorado. Got his number retired. He just wasn't. He wasn't Caleb Williams. That's all I'm saying. It's not like Caleb. It's not like he was Caleb Williams and he's number 3 on the depth chart.
Right. It's like for the people that are, up in arms saying he's being blackballed or whatever, it's like there are other black players every day in training camps that are better at their respected positions than Shedeur is at quarterback that are getting cut. So where's all this uprise for those players?
True or false? Michael Penix is a better quarterback than Shedeur Sanders was in college. Okay, Michael Penix was picked in the first round, sat behind Kirk Cousins for a year. First round draft pick.
Well, not quite a year. He sat behind him for like what?
I mean, he played a few games, but nobody was up in arms claiming, all the stuff that, well, Michael Penix should be this and he's not getting his opportunity. Like, everybody was fine with Michael Penix sitting behind Kirk Cousins.
But I think we knew that Michael Penix was going to get in. Because you said it. Even you said it.
Well, I did say it. But again, this is the Browns. Like, Shedeur's going to have his chance. Like, Flacco's going to go down. Dylan Gabriel, I think, is too small. I think he's going to be efficient.
In a Carolina uniform.
I think Dylan Gabriel is more Colt McCoy-like, where I think he's just a little bit too small for the NFL, and maybe he could be a good backup. They'll put Shedeur in at some point. They'll be throwing darts at the dart, but he'll have an opportunity, and he'll have an opportunity in second team. He's going to get his chance to be an NFL starting quarterback. It just, I mean, I'm sorry. That was a long-winded one, and you must be glad that I'm not doing the other 5 that are pissing me off in sports. But that one's been making me upset.
Millen in the chat says the uproar of the illogical fallacies claim around Sanders is really the reason he fell to the 5th. He's a second, third round talent, but for a non-starter, it's too much rah-rah for a non-starter, in my opinion.
That's why Tebow didn't stick around, man.
Yep.
Like, nobody wanted the headache of the Tebow mania.
Right.
You don't want the backup quarterback being famous.
Yeah. I'll go next because I was going to pick Shiloh as my what's up with that, but I do have a backup. Mine was just that. How is Kenny Pickett still in the NFL? The fact that he got traded to the Raiders for was a 5th round pick.
Yeah.
I'm like, what does any NFL team see in him at this point where it's like you couldn't even beat out Shedeur Sanders or Dylan Gabriel and you're still trying to keep him around? It's like, what? I don't.
What about his resume is better than Tim Tebow, even if you think about it?
Yeah.
He did get a Super Bowl ring though. He got a Super Bowl ring with the Eagles.
Right. It's just a frustrating one. It's the Kenny
Little
Pickett
piggy
saga.
Pickett.
But yeah, I don't know what dirt he has on some maybe Roger Goodell, but he's still sticking around, and I don't get it because nobody seems to actually want him. So yeah, mine is just Kenny Pickett still being on the NFL roster. Who would like to go next?
Mine will be quick. So I saw this story the other day as I was tracing around the internet, and the NFL did Hawaii dirty as shit. They really did. They should have built them a stadium. Hawaii, the NFL should have built Hawaii a brand new stadium. You use these people for years. You use that. I went to a couple when I was in the Navy. I actually went to a couple of Pro Bowl games at Aloha Stadium. Okay, it's it's a great. The players look like they was having fun. Okay, they look like they was having a good time out there, and I bet you that some of the players who never got to experience that, especially all the newer players, wish they could have that chance to go out to the Pro Bowl. It was a great experience. I went out there a couple of times. I loved it. I was like, man, I can't wait to take my kids here one time to see this Pro Bowl, experience everything. And now I'm like, what the fuck? They really owe. They not only do they owe them a damn stadium, they should put a Super Bowl out there one year because that's how much they owe that community. But just they basically the NFL just basically used them up and then threw them away. Do you know they're not even using Aloha Stadium anymore?
Because it's old and decrepit, June.
Yeah, and whose fault is that?
Why is that the NFL's fault? It was the University of Hawaii Stadium, wasn't it?
It was the NFL that was using it.
Well,
They got the money. The University of Hawaii ain't got no damn money. Did you see a few years ago they just upgraded their facilities? Did you see their damn facilities? You think they could upgrade a whole last stadium? No. NFL was there. All the money that the NFL had, and they couldn't build these people a stadium. But yet and still, we have a billionaire who just bought $100 million damn yacht, but wants the city to buy him a damn stadium. What the hell is going? What the hell is even this?
I mean, I understand what you're saying about Buffalo. I don't think the taxpayers should be paying
Right.
as much for their stadium when their owner is like, "Hey, man, I got this yacht now." I'm failing to connect the dots with the NFL's responsibility to the University of Hawaii because they had the Pro Bowl there. I am a little bit on that. I will say that, back in the day, like in the 80s and the 90s when I was watching the Pro Bowl, yeah, maybe some of these people going to the Pro Bowl, maybe they couldn't have afforded a vacation out to Hawaii and they loved the Pro Bowl to go out there. Now, everybody that makes the Pro Bowl, man, they're making a shit ton of money and they don't want to go to Hawaii. They want to go to other places. That was one of the reasons why they moved the Pro Bowl. It wasn't just the stadium, is that players were saying they didn't want to go there anymore. That was one of the reasons why they moved it stateside and started doing it the week before the Super Bowl.
Which was a stupid decision too.
I get that. I mean, I loved watching the Pro Bowl in Hawaii. I thought it was cool. But I failed to connect the dots on how the NFL owes the University of Hawaii a complete whole ass stadium.
That's not their stadium anymore. They got that's not their stadium. They don't play there. Nobody plays there. Nobody plays in that stadium.
But why do they got to build another one? They don't even play a Pro Bowl anymore, June. It's not even a Pro Bowl game anymore.
If you build it, they will come.
The NFL should build a stadium they're never going to use for a game because they don't play a Pro Bowl game anymore.
They should put the Super Bowl there.
The Super Bowl.
That'd be an idea.
We can, if we can put the damn Super Bowl, if we can put the Super Bowl in fucking, if we can put the Super Bowl in Brazil, or we can put the Super Bowl in freaking England, then we can put the Super Bowl in Hawaii.
I would rather it be in Hawaii than London or Brazil for damn sure. But I would definitely see. Now you're getting in trouble with your wife. You said too many cuss words. Too many cuss words.
Doesn't Hawaii want less tourists, and
They
you
do.
want to bring them more tourists?
And
It'll be okay.
and how much money would Oprah make if you brought the Super
That'd be
Bowl?
awesome.
Like Oprah would love that idea. Her and The Rock. That I believe they own like 40% of all of Hawaii at this point. The Rock. Okay,
Oh Jesus Christ!
I think they do.
It's their personal island.
This is not a what's up with that, but just something that wanted to be mentioned here. Our very own Bridget wanted to mention that thoughts on Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce announcing that they are getting engaged, or sorry, are engaged.
Nobody
Married.
cares.
That was one of the things that
Nobody cares. Not one. Not one person cares.
That was one of many. Go ahead, man.
Bridget, I love you, girl. Love it. I love you, but did you have to bring that up? I mean, the fact that news broke on like Adam Schefter broke the news. I learned of an engagement on an ESPN pop-up on my fucking phone. Like during cut days. Like people are getting waived, they're losing their job. But oh shit, Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift are engaged. And so that's something that Adam Schefter should be tweeting about. That was wild to me. We figured out that Taylor Swift was engaged because of ESPN and Adam Schefter. What are we doing? Is this Love Island? Like, Shefty, stick to football, man. Like, we don't give a shit about this. And it really pisses me off that they did this a week before the NFL season. Because now there should be prop bets on how often we're going to have to hear about this goddamn engagement for the entire fucking NFL season. God forbid the Chiefs make the Super Bowl. It'll be a halftime special. They'll probably get married on the 50-yard line. Like, I've never. Oh my God. And like when I looked at my phone and saw ESPN, Adam Schefter, I was like, oh shit, a trade went down. No. Kelsey's engaged. Great. What the fuck? Like, I don't know.
There should be a prop bet on how many times we see this ring during a commercial cut to a commercial break.
It is a big ass ring. It's uglier than sin, but it's big as shit. It's like the shape of an Easter egg. I don't know why.
Yeah, it is.
Bridget is in the chat. She wanted to make it on record. She's not a Swiftie, but just wanted to put fuel on the fire.
I'm not a Swiftie either.
Yeah.
That's what he says.
Milton says over under 5 times a game.
Yeah, and the Chiefs don't even have to be playing. I swear to God,
I won't even be.
Week one, every single NFL game being aired, the announcers are going to somehow find a way in 4 quarters to talk about this goddamn engagement. Every single game. It doesn't even need to be the Chiefs playing.
Wait till they play the Cowboys on fucking Thanksgiving.
Oh, God.
They play the Cowboys on Thanksgiving? Oh, forget about it. Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
You're gonna get more tweets about Taylor Swift than you are turkeys on Thanksgiving now because of this shit.
No. I'm thankful for Taylor Swift's engagement ring. Okay.
The amount of thought that people put into these two people's lives
that don't know they exist.
they just but I mean the average Swiftie that is just sitting around right now planning Taylor Swift's wedding and they're never gonna meet each other. I mean these people are just fucking deranged. They really are.
So far we have Kelsey Swift engagement, we have Hawaii Stadium, we have Shador Sanders, and we have
blood pressure is up now. Thanks, Bridget.
Nestor G Money, how would you like to
You can go,
uplift?
G-Man. By the way.
Okay, so I actually kind of have two, but they kind of go parallel to Swift and Kelsey and Shedeur Sanders. So Travis, my man Travis Hunter.
Oh, boy.
So
going for the trifecta.
People have been screaming about if the Jags weren't going to use him on start him on both sides of the ball, they should never draft him. I'm like looking, going, okay, most of you have never played football, so you don't know how difficult that's going to be at the pro level. Even players that we've had that were really good, that were usually it's really good defensive backs, right? They'll play.
Right.
They have some plays for them to play wide receiver, but they don't play the whole game. I mean, yeah, it just you just don't. I just feel as though they just don't grasp it. You do that in the pro game, and he's going to get injured, and he's not going to make it through a whole season. So shut the fuck up with the whole, well, if you drafted him and you're not going to start him on both sides of the ball, you should never have drafted him. Shut the fuck up. The man is going to play on both sides of the ball. He's going to start as a DB, probably a slot DB, and they'll have some placement wide receiver. That's my first one. My second one is, by the way, Travis and his whole wife had a baby. Yeah, didn't know that, huh? No, nobody knew that. But here's the thing, right?
All up front, man. Pay it all up front.
They're not going to tell you the baby's name. It is a boy, or when the baby was born. But the mother said he had really curly hair. Yeah, Travis ain't got no curly hair. It is not. So
the lore widens.
One of my prop bets is going to be how long? 6 months, 8 months before there's a divorce. Not a DNA test, because Travis believes it. That's his baby. He'll believe that up until he's wondering why the baby looks a little Hispanic and Oriental, but figures that's okay because probably comes from your mom.
If it's uglier in sin and looks like a gremlin, then it might be his baby. But if it's a good-looking baby, it's not his. It's a good-looking baby.
Yeah.
It is not his. I would love to know what that child's name is. That is something I could get behind on what are some. I mean, because she's crazy. And yeah, there's got to be some funny ass. I mean, it's not going to be anything normal like Ladarius or something like that. Like, it's not going to be that. There's going to be.
It's going to be something weird.
Yeah, I mean, it is.
It's going to be some Elon Musk child naming shit, you know, where you're like, what? Why did
like,
you name?
It's going to be like Trevmazisty or something, or like some crazy ass name.
The parallels between him and Travis Scott, both having baby mama drama, well, inevitable baby mama drama, both being ugly, both being named Travis. Probably will both name their child something weird. So, yeah.
I want to know what that baby's name is going to be. How much are they going to pick on this kid?
Nestor, is yours involving
No.
let's see. Is yours Caitlin Clark? Let's just go
No.
for that trip.
You guys covered about anything possible that I could have covered. I'm not gonna talk about soccer because you guys probably don't know what happened anyway. So, yeah, I saw the Shiloh thing, and I actually looked at the play again. I hate the Bills so much. I hate that defense. I hate their attitude. It looks
Hey,
like
that defense on your fantasy team.
yeah, no, I don't have them anymore. I hate should be conflicting. I cut them. Um, it looks like I don't care about like it doesn't matter who started it obviously, but it's just you can tell uh it's the Bills player being a little bit like doing too much. Now, yeah, Charlotte shouldn't have thrown a punch, but is that really a punch? I don't know. I would have advocated for Charlotte, honestly.
Just because it didn't
Just-
land doesn't mean it's not a punch. It's just a bad punch.
it was more of like a slap, like a I don't know.
But that's even worse. That's even worse. If you're gonna get a flag, you might as well punch. Don't slap.
Josh Allen is the only player on that team that's like redeemable.
What about Cook? Cook's a nice guy.
Oh, James Cook too. Yeah. Apart from them, I fucking hate everybody, especially the coach, who's a
Hey.
damn cuck.
That
Anyway.
means that you're on my side with that guy that had the heart attack. Yes, sir.
Let's go.
His mom.
That
Probably
man has
faked it.
skin cancer, sir.
Does he?
Oh, I thought it was John Cena who has skin cancer. Never mind.
I don't know if he has skin cancer. Lives in Buffalo.
It's gotten off the rails.
June is like, this is why I exit the first half. Okay,
Oh
well,
gosh.
I feel like that is the most appropriate way for this segment to sunset for the last time this year. So,
But me saying that he faked a heart attack on the field.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Hopefully, with the World Cup, we won't have this segment in the summer.
Yeah, we will. Donald
Oh,
Trump
yeah.
World Cup fucking electric.
Jesus Christ.
We're gonna have a lot
sounds
to
like
talk
a-
about. World Cup.
that sounds like.
I mean, there's only going to be 3 teams allowed to play, but you know.
He deports the entire Ecuadorian team.
That'd be great, man.
Get off of you.
Doesn't understand the concept of a World Cup.
I swear to God, if we get the next summer and the World Cup starts in LA, and all of a sudden everyone's coming into the stadium and like Donald Trump is wearing some sort of militaristic uniform, we are in trouble. We're in trouble.
Please help us.
I
All
mean,
right, folks.
he's already said he's a war
Better
hero.
get a
So.
pretty good seamstress to get him to fit it. But yeah, that's been crazy. That is.
Next week we will have our AFC NFC conference champion predictions. We'll have our MVP predictions. We'll have the big board. You'll be able to see all of these predictions we made throughout the last 2 months, the whole summer, all in one place. So, hey, folks, next week kickoff. So it's gonna be a big show. It's gonna be a good week.
And the Ride or Die in 5 is back.
Yeah, Ride or Die in 5, making its long-awaited return. Can't wait to see what the records look like then. So, thank you all for watching, listening. Shout out to Milton. Shout out to Bridget. Shout out to anyone listening after the fact. TikTok, Instagram. See you all next week. Peace out.
Peace.